What is up, everybody? It's Sam, and we are back with another episode of Pessimistic at Best, the podcast. And guess who's back on the pod?
It's me.
James is back on the pod. Classic. But yeah, I mean, first things first, I feel like I need to, I don't know, apologize, I guess. Because I'm sure y'all missed me last week, and I missed you too, and life just got the best of me, and I was going on vacation, and I also had a little snafu with my last recording, so everything just lined up perfectly wrong, and we did not release an epi, and that's the first time I've ever done that, besides like taking planned breaks, so it was lame.
Yeah. But first one ever is pretty good.
Yeah, and like I'm still human.
Right.
I know it doesn't always seem like it. 'Cause I'm like amazing.
You're like a goddess.
Yeah. So true. But yeah, that's just kind of something that happens, something we're all going through together, and it's gonna be it's gonna be okay. I think if you like missed an episode ever in your lifetime, that would have been a great opportunity for you to go back and listen. If you didn't, that's on you. If you are all caught up by some amazing miracle, that's just my bad, okay? Like I'm owning up to it. But we're back this week, and we're just doing it. It's going to be so good.
Better than ever.
Well, and I will say, too, in my entire time of recording this podcast, I'd never had a recording fuck up before. My last one did. Shout out to Sam. We're going to do it again soon. That's like bound to happen to me at some point, but it took its sweet, sweet time. And then when it did happen, I guess it sucked just as bad as I thought it would. Maybe more.
Yeah, we're like 50 episodes in or something, so it's pretty good odds so far.
Yeah. But anyways, I did go on a little vacation, a little trip, a little something with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to the Apostle Islands, which are like way up north on Lake Superior here in Wisconsin. And we were staying in Bayfield, and we, of course, did a little roadie. So it kind of brought, like, it's been a while, honestly, since I've done a road trip, period, besides, like, I don't know, maybe driving to Milwaukee or something stupid. But I don't know, like, this is not a new thing that I complain about, but it was reignited, I guess. I just like, I don't love small towns, but like, that's such an annoying thing to say. And I totally understand that, but that's why I think we should talk about it.
Is that how you would phrase it? You don't like small towns?
Yeah, I don't really like them.
Why did we go?
No. Okay, fine. There are plenty of things I don't like about them. How about that?
Sure.
There are like,
fair.
Okay, small towns are charming.
Yeah, of course.
And you can hang out in them sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But like what we had a 2-night, 3-day vacation.
Yep. Where 2
of those days were 5-hour driving days.
Right.
So like more like kind of like a day, 1 day.
Sure.
And we ran out of things to do.
Yeah, we really did. But that's just because of the time of the year. And the Monday, Tuesday-ness of it all.
Well, okay, so that's true. So what we did, so basically I wound up having these like few days off that I had to take. And it was, I had gone on a work trip over a weekend. So then I got some like comp days or whatever. And then basically I had like 30 days to use them. So I needed to just, use them up. So that's how we kind of stumbled upon planning this sweet little getaway.
Yep.
And yeah, obviously things are insanely busy right now. So we ended up going from like a Sunday to a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I guess it met my expectations in terms of like how busy it was going to be. Like I wasn't expecting much. Like I really wasn't. Because Monday and Tuesday and like, I don't know, Sunday, it's a small town. Like that's the Lord's Day.
Yeah. It was definitely low key.
It was. And like that part of it is nice. Like that part I don't mind. But like the fact that the coffee shop was closed because they were understaffed and then
right.
And then all of the coffee and that, okay, sweet of them to put that little canister. What do you call that? A thermos,
Yeah.
A giant thermos outside. Basically, this little coffee shop was closed. We actually have one here in Madison as well. It's called Wonder State. And they were closed because they were short-staffed, which, like, totally get it. That's fine. I understand. It's COVID. It happens to the best of us. And then they put out this little canister of coffee. Very sweet of them.
That is.
But then, of course, by the time we got to it, it was like noon. So coffee was gone.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
Very small town of them to just like leave some coffee out and be like, donate if you want.
Oh, and a full-on tip jar that like no one's going to steal that?
Right.
Wow. Amazing, really.
Pretty trusting.
Well, and that's like the other small town part of it too, right? Like that's it. That's the coffee shop.
Yeah, there was like one other, but they were both closed.
I'm like, then what do you do? Like, I think that's just the part of it that blows my mind. And then like, okay, so we went on this vacation, and I've been to the Apostle Islands before. They're like fun. They're cool. It's like basically we stayed in Bayfield, which is like on the mainland, if you will.
Sure.
And then you can like take a ferry over to the biggest island, which is Madeline Island, or you can like canoe and kayak around and kind of like see some of the smaller ones. And then they have, I don't know, like cool caves and like what do you call that? Like cliffs?
Yeah, little coves.
Yeah, coves. Yeah, some buzzwords.
Yeah.
And so like cool, like that's fun. But I don't know. I just thought it was funny. Like it's been a while since I went. I last went to the Apostle Islands as a kid. I think we were like, I don't even know how old I was, but it was like me and my parents.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking it was really fun and cool. And of course, the island, Madeline Island, like people live on it, but I would say right now, like their touristy season is over.
Mm-hmm.
So like literally no one was there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like desolate. Like it was honestly kind of creepy.
It was a little creepy. We just grabbed some mopeded around the whole entire island.
Yeah. That was fun. I will say I've never been on a moped before.
I haven't really ridden a moped for like extended periods of time, and it was really fun.
It was like definitely scary.
Sure.
For the first bit. And then I got more comfortable. I mean, like I could feel how tense I was. My shoulders were like up in my ears.
I feel you.
And then eventually I started getting really sore.
Yeah. I've always been not a big fan of like mopeds and motorcycles just because they seem really easy to fuck up on. But
yeah,
it was really fun.
It was fun. But that's like literally all we did over there.
Yeah, it was goofy.
Yeah, like so funny. But like all the shops over there were closed. Well, for the most part, a few were open. And then we like stopped in a little art gallery and pretty much had to go like back. And like we caught the ferry just in the nick of time because it's pouring rain. But I mean, I guess like to me, like that's what's always so interesting because, okay, it started pouring rain. We got back. And then of course it took like a quick nap before what we thought was going to be an evening out, like dinner. And then there's a fucking tornado warning, not just a watch, a warning. It went off on literally every device that we have.
That was frightening.
It was scary, of course. And then on top of that too, like I was just thinking, now what do we do? Like we're not gonna be able to get food because it's already like 7 p.m. and everything closes in an hour because it's a Monday night. There was like literally nothing open. I don't even know what we would have done, but that's just the reality of it. And like I'm so used to be able to getting anything I want whenever I want it. Yeah. Something's open. I have something accessible to me, and that is so not the way.
No, I think it's definitely that, just like the convenience of everything around here.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not a big city by any stretch.
We're
but like,
really not even. Yeah. Like imagine if you live in, like any grocery store you ever could have wanted to go to in like New York City would have been open, you know, like it's totally so crazy. But yeah, I guess. Okay. Cause I also want to chat about like road trips because I think that's a part of it too. Like we just drive through all of these little rinky dink towns, and I don't know. This is probably like classist or something. I just like it's such a lifestyle. No, for real. Like I'm acknowledging that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is classist.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just such a lifestyle I do not understand or identify with. Like there's like one church and then 5 people that live there.
Yeah, it's just a whole different way of life.
It's so crazy to me. And it's really fascinating because, I don't know, like it's just really interesting. But it's one of those things where, too, like we're driving up. What did I see? Like all the Trump signs you see.
Oh, for real, yeah.
Like, why are you guys still rooting for him? He's canceled. It's over. Like, I don't even know why we're still talking about him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real, dude. That shit's crazy to me that people are still like trying to hype him up. Like, relax, please.
I know. And I wrote down a few things that I saw.
Really?
Yes, in my notes app. Because I was like, okay, I obviously have to do an episode about this. And what I thought was so funny, some signs that I saw, first of all, there was like this is like the small towny things that really get me.
Okay.
There's like a gas station.
Yeah.
Or something attached to something called like Friendship Family Restaurant.
Yeah.
And it was busy. Like, why are you people eating here? First of all, it's attached to a gas station. Also, the name Friendship Family Restaurant, what does that even mean?
That might be the only restaurant in town.
Yeah, and it's all you can eat buffet.
Oh,
you
for
know
sure.
it is.
For sure.
Like, just for sure, 100% it is. That's so crazy to me. So I always think those places are funny. Or like, me and Molly went to a really ridiculous restaurant kind of along those lines. I'm sure it had a similar name, like family, they always have those family restaurant, whatever names.
Yeah.
And it was all you can eat. Every single person in there was the exact same shape and size. I mean, it was just like crazy. Like the floor is carpeted for some reason.
Right.
People are in there like kids don't have shoes on.
We stopped at that one place on the way up. What was it called? Sharon's or something?
Sharon's Coffee House or something. Okay, which that one too, because that's the thing. Like a lot of these places I wouldn't even feel welcome in or like.
No, that's the thing. Is like we look pretty fucking normal and we walk in and they're like, who are these newcomers?
Yeah.
It's like, damn, like I'm just on the way up north. Why are you looking at me like that?
I know. But that's like the crazy thing too, because like they just know every single person who comes in there probably every day.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And
Which
they
is
just judge the fuck out of us.
Yeah. Oh my God, I know. That's one thing. Because even when we were up when we were in Bayfield, I felt like a lot of the people there were tourists still.
Yeah. I mean, you can definitely tell the difference between the types of towns that have tourism. Like Bayfield is obviously very cool. It's on the harbor and stuff. Yeah. But then you're stopping in those little towns in between and they're just like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah, like what could you possibly be doing here? And you're kind of like, you know what? Great question. I don't know. I was just hoping for a bite to eat.
Yeah, right. Sorry.
Not planning on sticking around. But yeah, so that was one that I thought was funny because of course it's attached to the gas station. That it just really gets me. And then there are all those signs. A ton of them are about abortion or something. They have like these smiling babies.
Oh my God. We saw so many billboards.
So many billboards. Like, why are you paying good money for that? Please, like, just shut up already.
All of them were like, there's a heartbeat at 14 weeks. Yeah. It's like, fuck off. Dude.
Yeah. Like, literally so hard.
Also, everyone here, I mean, I guess it's like a place you drive through, but everyone who lives here probably agrees with you. So why are you paying money for that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like the rest of us, this billboard did not change my mind.
Yeah, right.
Thank you so much. Cute baby. End of story. But honestly, the billboards that really get me, and I saw a few of these, are the ones that just say something really fucking simple, like Jesus rocks.
Oh yeah, dude.
That shit kills me. And it's so funny to me because like, what is that? What is the purpose of this? Like, did you put this up thinking like this is just a message I want to send? Are you trying to convert someone? Because I don't know if that's what it's going to take.
Like, billboards are not cheap. What are you doing?
And then also like for everyone else, I would say most, if you believe in Jesus, you probably agree. So like that's like, I just don't know.
Right. I don't really see.
Who are you telling?
I don't really see random billboards that I agree with and be like, fuck yeah, I'm so glad they put up that billboard.
Jesus rocks. And like, you know what? If he's around, I'm sure he does. But that's
oh yeah, totally
not necessary.
Like if I saw a sign that was like music is cool, I'd be like,
sure.
Okay, why is that there?
Yeah, literally. So those are so funny. And like the fact, I don't know, billboards in general is such a hilarious form of advertising because they do just rely on like, road trip.
Yeah.
I don't know, like who's your main audience here? Like truckers? I just don't even know.
Right. Like they feel so antiquated, but they do get so much vision or like so many eyeballs on it.
Yeah, I guess. I suppose.
Right.
Yeah. So I always think that that's funny. Another thing that I spotted that I thought was hilarious was this Blaine's Farm and Fleet truck, and it had this giant advertisement on it. I'm like, it's not like we don't have Blaine's Farm and Fleets here, right? But that's probably not like our main store.
Sure.
By like any means. Like when I think of Blaine's Farm and Fleets, I'm thinking work clothes, maybe like outdoorsy equipment type of things.
Sure.
Like I'm not like I don't know, you know.
I'm not 100% sure what's there.
Yeah, like it's like a mix between like maybe Menards and I don't even fucking know. Plus they have some clothes, right? Like that's what I'm thinking.
Beats me.
Yeah. Well, it literally had this giant sign on it that was like from jeans to jelly beans. And like, I just thought that was fucking hilarious because is anyone actually going like, they're like, oh, I really want some jelly beans. I'm going to go to Blaine's Farm and Fleet right now.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I get the point of what they're trying to say.
Same. But that's just a perk, right? Like to me, it's just kind of like, oh, I'm here to get my like galoshes. And then I'm in the checkout line and there's jelly beans. I'm going to add those in.
Right, yeah, like there's Reese's at Best Buy.
Yeah.
Like I'm not at Best Buy for Reese's.
It was just so fucking funny. It was it's plastered on this giant truck and I was like, that is actually hilarious.
Was that on the way up or down?
I think that was actually on the way down.
Okay.
So I think that's funny. But yeah, I don't know. Small towns are just like so interesting to me. And it was interesting to drive through them. I mean, the drive was beautiful.
Yeah, totally. And like the leaves started changing. So
yeah,
it was a pretty drive.
We didn't make too many stops. Like, what did we stop? Like one way once each time?
Yeah, like once for like food each time. Maybe like a bathroom break here and there.
Yeah. Well, you just kind of go in the great outdoors.
Just that once.
I don't do that.
Yeah, I was a little exposed that time. It was maybe a bad call.
Yeah, I just don't. You weren't like even.
It just like really had to go.
You just like you got out of the car and immediately started going to the bathroom. But that's fine. But then you did the cool move at the end where you pretended to open the back so it looked like you were grabbing something.
Yeah. You gotta play it smart.
Really, really smart. Yeah.
Oh my God.
But I mean, I think it's funny too. Like the second that we got out of Madison and like made our first stop or whatever, we were like, okay, you know, we're at the gas station. Do we put our masks on in this town or not? And that kind of sucks because we're just being pussies. Like we should just put our mask on.
Oh yeah, we're like very much just like, are they going to look at me weird? Yeah. Peer pressure's getting to me immediately. For real.
And then half of them, I would say more often than not, no one was wearing a mask.
Yeah, and we were just like, I mean, and it goes back to like not wanting to get looked at weird. Like I'm not trying to get some dirty looks.
I know.
I don't know. I'm vaccinated. You probably aren't, but
right.
I don't know what to do here.
Right. Exactly.
I'm just gonna be a pussy and not wear my mask because I want to look cool.
Yeah, right. Like what is that?
Like fucking helmets at the skate park. It's like, yeah, I might die, but I'm gonna look cool.
Yeah, right. Straight up. The things that we do. But I mean, I think it's interesting too because once we got up to Bayfield, like most people were wearing masks and a lot of the places required it. Yeah,
that was nice. I mean, definitely more touristy places acknowledge that people have influence on like the whole ecosystem.
Well, and on top of that, they see more people anyway. Like new people are always coming through.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's like actually for safety purposes and not just for like a Yelp review.
One cool thing that I thought, especially about Madeline Island, were all like I felt like I saw a lot of cool signs, like yard signs, like a lot of Black Lives Matter signs, which I wasn't necessarily expecting.
That far up north into
it always surprises me if
country.
I'm up there and I see anything remotely progressive.
Yeah, same.
So that was kind of neat.
Yeah, shout out Bayfield, shout out Madeline Island.
Otherwise, I don't know. Like, it's just one of those things to me. We're small towns, as charming as they are. I'm good after 3 days. You know, like I've actually run out of things to do. We literally ran out. We went home early.
Yeah, we were like, okay, that was nice.
Yeah.
I wonder what it would have been like. We should go back in like summer or something.
Yeah.
Or like earlier summer on a weekend.
Okay, well, I think that's what's so crazy about Madeline Island specifically because I looked it up because, of course, when we were over there, it was so desolate. I thought it was really just interesting, kind of funky, a little strange. And I looked it up, and apparently, like in the peak summer months, like with all the tourists, they get up to like 3,000 in population. But then, like over the winter, only about 250 people actually live there year round.
Yeah, that's nuts.
First of all, that's a huge difference.
Oh, yeah.
And also that's so few people, I like can't even imagine.
Right. How do you guys like sustain yourselves?
Yeah.
Who was saying, did you look that up? There was like some brothers that like help supply them with everything.
Yeah, literally.
That's pretty crazy, man.
So I don't really even know what that means. Again, look it up yourself. I didn't do much research, just like a smidge.
Yeah. One Google page.
Yeah. But yeah, because I know, like, I don't think a lot of the houses over there are even like meant for like sustaining you throughout winter, like,
oh yeah,
you know, heating and all that jazz.
Yeah, that's fair. They're just little summer homes.
Mm-hmm. But like we saw that little school and like,
yeah, that shit's so crazy.
I know.
like who is here?
And like that's just crazy to me to think of like the economy, because if you're so tourist based, like how do any of the people that live there all year long like have jobs? Like what could you possibly be doing on that island that is paying you money? But
definitely
crazy.
Mostly funded by tourism in the summer, so that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that I think is really interesting specifically about those kind of places. 'Cause I feel like Door County is kind of the same. I mean, people actually live there.
Yeah.
But it's still like a huge touristy summer destination in Wisconsin. Both of which we've only gone to in September now.
That was September last time?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And
I really like Door County. I'd probably say, I mean, maybe this trip was just kind of odd, but our Door County trip was super fun.
Well, we also did a small towny thing on this trip, and we stayed in a bed and breakfast. That was the first time I've ever done that.
Oh, I've done that with my family a couple times.
You have?
Yeah.
Like a real bed and breakfast, not an Airbnb.
Right.
It was really fun. They have like this famous, well-known, kind of famous one up there called the Rittenhouse, the Old Rittenhouse Inn. And I like first read about it, I think maybe in like Bravo magazine or while I was working for them and like writing for them a little bit more.
Oh, nice.
I think that's how I found out about it. And so it's always kind of been on my radar. And then when I was looking for fun places to like do a quick roadie, that popped up. So it was fun. It was like very old timey, classic. It's like this old Victorian home.
Yeah, super cool architecture.
Yeah, it was really neat. It was literally stunning. And like they have like a garden guy who's always around, putzing around in the yard. It's like beautifully maintained.
Yeah, that's pretty classic. To see like an old guy taking care of the yard every day.
Like spritzing fertilizer on things. And it was so funny because we literally pull up and the second we check in, she's like, okay, like now we need you guys to sign up for your meal times. And like that totally caught me off guard. One, because like, can't I just eat whenever I want? Two, I don't plan on actually having every meal here.
Yeah, it felt a little like forced. I was like,
yeah.
I don't know.
But we ended up doing one breakfast there and one dinner.
They made you pick like 15-minute increments. I mean, I'm sure obviously they overlap a ton, but it was just like, why do we have to get here at a very specific time?
Oh my God, it was so specific. And then like we would be sitting there and there'd be like plenty of empty tables around us. So I was like, I don't fully understand.
Yeah, it's like, I get that you want your kitchen to be like not overwhelmed, but I don't think it will be if you just let people pick when they eat.
First of all, it's literally a Tuesday in the middle of September. Like nobody's here.
No, for real. Can I just come down when I'm ready? Like if you guys close at a certain time, that makes sense, but we'll be here before then.
But it was cute. Like it was a cute little experience. I don't know, it was funny because like it was clearly busy. They had guests.
Yeah, it was
like,
busier than I expected,
what were all those people
honestly.
doing all day?
Yeah, a lot of them were pretty elderly. They might have literally just been chilling
Really hard. I think we were the only people under like 50.
Yeah, we would be hyped every time we saw somebody under like 30.
In the town, period. I don't think we saw anybody under 30 in our bed and breakfast.
Oh, definitely not.
So yeah, we had lots of old neighbors. They all seemed very sweet. I mean, it was so funny too because they like are just like asking all of the like wait staff what they do for their like literally about their entire lives.
Oh yeah, they were like, "Oh, I know your grandparents."
Yeah, I was like, "Of course you do."
Yeah,
that's some small town shit
for real. And I like to think that they're like maybe like 10 minutes away, and they're like, "Let's go stay at the Rittenhouse."
Yeah, right.
That's pretty cute.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy. I mean, definitely some of my like, I don't know. Do you like small towns?
Do I like small towns?
Yeah.
Man. It depends on what you call a small town, and it depends on like what I'm trying to accomplish while I'm there.
Fine. That's
but
fair.
like I definitely like Door County. I really thought that was cool, and that's wherever we stayed. What was it, Sturgeon Bay? That one's not too small.
It's really not.
No.
Yeah.
So like a small town like that we stop on the way up north or something, like no, I don't think I like them. Like I don't really want to be there, but I have like a lot of family in Beaver Dam, and that's like fine to visit, but I just don't think I would ever want to live there.
Yeah, that's the thing. I just like can't even imagine living in a place like that.
Right.
Like in a place where I'm there for 3 days and then I run out of things to do. What do you guys do all day? I truly don't understand.
I mean, yeah, you're definitely not the type of person who can just like kick it. You know what I mean? Like those people are good at kicking it.
I guess.
which is an art. I would argue.
That's not really my vibe.
There's an art to kicking it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just interesting. And I also just like you can't be anonymous in a place like that. And I think that's the biggest reason why when you walk into one of their establishments and they look at you funny, like because there's no anonymity, they expect to know every single person walking through that door. And if they don't know you, you're getting like the evil eye. Like it's like that's not what's up.
You're not what's up.
No.
If you're walking in, you don't know them.
But yeah, I mean, it was still fun. Like I definitely had a good trip besides the tornado because that was actually kind of scary.
Yeah, that was terrible.
And I thought we were really going to be screwed. I haven't like experienced a tornado like that in a while. I thought we were honestly going to be screwed because one, tornado maybe will just like, get ripped apart and die. Two, we had there was one restaurant we were going to be able to go eat at. It was closing in a few hours. There's this tornado ripping through town. Like, who knows what's going to happen?
For real.
And then we hadn't signed up for dinner that night at our bed and breakfast. So, of course, we couldn't eat there. And I was like, that's it. We're not going to be able to eat tonight. We're screwed. Like, I was like...
We have 20 more Pringles left.
Yeah, literally. Shaking the bottle.
Oh, my God.
Trying to get out all the crumbs. I mean, it ended up working out because thank you for going out into the pouring rain.
You're welcome.
And getting us some pizza.
I was like, we had little ponchos and I put one on to go outside and people were looking at me funny. And right when I got outside, I was like, okay, the rain stops. That's why they're kind of laughing at me because I'm just looking like a goon in this. And I get the pizza and then it starts pouring again.
Classic.
And I was like, okay, awesome. I don't have my poncho on. The top of this pizza box is getting drenched.
Once again, trying too hard to be cool.
Yeah. That's what we need to work on. We need to relax.
We need to stop giving a fuck. I should just wear
But also
mask.
It's kind of annoying to have a poncho on without it raining. So
I guess it is just
that's
kind of like
excuse.
a giant trash bag.
Yeah.
But the road trip aspect was fun. It has been a while since I've done something like that. And there are so many perks to going on a road trip. One, you can pack whatever you want.
Oh, yeah. So much space.
Anything you want, bring it.
Mm-hmm.
Full-size products, bring them. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No one's telling you can't. I love that. You can just toss something in the back of the car, call it a day.
Yeah, just more bags. That's all you need.
You can purchase anything you want on the trip.
Yes. Speaking of which, we still have some stuff in my car we should grab.
We do. That's so true. Thank you for saying that. But yeah, no, I love that part about it. I think that's awesome. And you just you don't have to pack quite as tight. It's not tricky.
Very good for you.
So good for me, a serial overpacker.
The biggest overpacker.
Well, it's one of my many faults. But who was more prepared on this trip? Me. Who only brought one fucking shirt? You.
I was a little frazzled when I was packing. But it worked out. I got another shirt. It was great.
We literally got there. We're unzipping our things. And I was like, okay, we're going to have dinner at our place tonight. And mind you, our Airbnb... So millennial of me to say that. Our B&B, our bed and breakfast was nice. So the restaurant in it was steak and potatoes type of vibes.
Yeah.
Not that everyone looked amazing because it's up north Wisconsin and everyone just wears flannel, but to them that's nice.
Right.
So you have to step your game up a little bit and we're unpacking our things and James is like, hey, I think I kind of messed up. I literally only brought one shirt. What the fuck is wrong?
So I had a shirt on and I packed one button-up shirt and I think I made a mistake.
Yeah, I think so too. So then, of course, we got there at 3:34.
Yeah, something like that on Sunday.
And that was we could check in at 3:30, so it was right around then. And then we had to, sign up for our fucking meal times right away. So the only one left for that night, if we want to have dinner at the B&B, was 5 p.m.
Yep.
So, or 4:30, which was way too soon.
Yeah. It was yeah.
Yeah. So we ended up settling for the 5 and then immediately just ran around frantically looking for a shirt for James to wear to dinner. And what did you end up buying? Plaid.
Oh yeah, it's a nice little flannel. I'm pretty happy with my purchase.
It was literally $70.
So fucking expensive, dude. I was like, what am I doing
shirt.
here?
But that's fine. It is nice.
Yeah.
Good color scheme.
Yes.
Really solid.
As solid as you'll get.
Yeah. The packing is great. What else is fun about road trips? I mean, I honestly think they're also nice. You can just leave whenever you want. Like, it doesn't have to be as premeditated.
Yeah, super true.
We still had like goals for timing, but if you want to make a pit stop or, there's options.
For sure.
And if you get delayed, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
And you can leave whenever you want. Like, we got bored and we were like, you know what? We have our car. We can actually just head out.
Yeah, let's just go home.
And that's what we did. And I mean, it was a really pretty time of year. All the leaves were changing. Mm-hmm. That was nice. And that is a pretty drive. Like, once you get, I don't know, up there a little bit.
There are a lot of little like ponds and stuff. It was pretty picturesque.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, we just honestly listened to like a ton of podcasts, which is totally my jam.
Yeah, that was really nice.
It was so fun.
You got to show me your faves.
And I don't feel like I don't listen to podcasts as much as I would like to because I'm just fucking busy all the time. And for me, they're distracting. Like, I can't really listen to a podcast while I'm working because I'm just like having too much fun.
No, same. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's certain ones. Well, there's certain types of work where you could maybe do that.
Yeah.
If it's like repetitive and you can just kind of zone out and do whatever and listen to something. But majority of the time, like, I can't just like sit here and like hear somebody laughing in my ear and be like, oh, I don't get to pay attention to that right now. Like, fuck that. I'm trying to hear what was funny.
100%. The amount that I would be like stopping in.
Yeah, exactly.
It would just be stupid.
No, it's not worth it.
I can't even hardly listen to music while I work like that.
Can you listen to music without without lyrics?
I probably could do that. Yeah.
I do a lot of the like lo-fi hip hop shit. Study and chill too. That stuff is really good for working.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, I also have so many meetings that I feel like I just like don't. But yeah, that was nice and honestly inspiring. Like, listening to podcasts, especially because so many of them are like what I aspire to be. It's just like inspiring and fun and like, I don't know. And it's a great way to pass time. Like, highly, highly recommend. It makes it go fast, I feel. Did you feel like it felt like a long drive or pretty decent?
No, it felt quick, honestly. Those were super entertaining. So I was just vibing, laughing along.
If you want my podcast recs, you guys, I'll give them to you. Some of my new faves that I've been listening to quite a bit are Obsessed. I love that one. It's short, it's sweet, and it's Benny Drama and Kat Cohn. No.
Mary Beth
Baroni.
Barone.
He says Baroni.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. And they just talk about like their obsessions, and it's always just these like random things. They do it every week, and they just each pick something that they're obsessed with that week and then chit chat about it and then decide if they're convinced of the other person's obsession. And it's super funny and entertaining.
I liked that one.
And then I also really like Seek Treatment, which they say is a podcast about love, sex, flirting. I don't know what else. Boys, which is like kind of true. But like, it also talks about so many other things. Like, they're just two hilarious people. That one is Kat Cohn and Pat Reagan. Hilarious. Definitely longer format.
Yeah, that one was good.
But in some ways, that's nice for a road trip. So yeah, I love those. I like Chelsea Handler's podcast, although that one I really do kind of have to be in the mood for because sometimes it's a little depressing.
Yeah.
Just because it's people coming to her asking for advice. And like, sometimes, I don't know, it's kind of like they're sad.
Yeah. Usually you're kind of sad when you're asking for advice. So
yeah. I mean, some of them are asking about like funny things, and they all, like, Chelsea's funny. So like, it's still light.
Yeah, totally.
But you have to definitely be in the right mood.
No, that one was good too.
And then one of my all-time faves is The Bald and the Beautiful with Trixie and Katya. I'm obsessed with them. Anything they put out, I consume, and their podcast is literally so fucking funny.
Yeah, that one's really good.
They just have such good chemistry. I don't know. They're so funny. They're like so in sync. It's actually insane.
No, it is. And they like obviously spend a lot of time with each other. Yeah. So they just are on the same wavelength at all times.
It's crazy. And they finish each other's sentences and like jokes. I mean, it's just nuts. But yeah, I thought that was kind of just like a pleasant way to spend the time.
I did. It was nice.
I did feel like the way home felt longer than the way there. I was honestly just like uncomfortable. I feel like that's always the way, no matter if you're road tripping it, flying, whatever.
Uncomfortable physically?
No, that it feels like it takes longer.
Oh, sure.
You just want to get home. It's like not the fun, exciting part. So you're not all pumped up. You're just like going home. And it's like sort of sad. And also, but also you just want to be there already.
Yeah. Definitely. I was like, physically uncomfortable. Like 5 hours is kind of by the end of that, I'm a little bit uncomfortable in the car.
Yeah, well, fucking same, because I was on the side with the sun. Oh my God, that shit sucks so
you're
bad.
Getting hot.
I feel like I need one of those like little things they put on the windows for like children.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like I need that.
I'm down to get those.
Yeah.
With the suction cups?
Yes. Exactly those. Like that shit really does work.
Oh yeah. I mean, it gets hot when you're just like
it
baking
gets hot
in the sun.
and you cannot escape it.
Yep.
You just can't. I was trying to like, I don't know, maneuver
you were like huddling up to the left. That was funny.
So bad. So that sucked. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like no matter what, when you're on the way home, that part just it takes too long. And like it's not as fun to do stops. And I feel like on the way, one thing I will say that I like about road trips too though is that when you're doing a road trip, that's like part of the fun. I feel like when you're flying, that's never part of the fun.
Yeah, that's super true.
And at least on the way there, that's kind of like part of the journey and you're excited to just be in the car. But then on the way home, you're like, I'm fucking sick of the car. I'm tired of it.
No, for sure. You're like, hey, we're all together. We're just hanging out.
Yeah.
On the way there. But on the way back,
you get
it's
some
just
fun snacks and it's like supposed to be a jolly good time.
Yeah.
And then on the way home, you're like, literally get me the fuck out of this car.
On the way back, it feels like an airplane ride. It feels like just the transportation.
Yeah. Yeah. So true.
Fuck that.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better myself. But yeah, otherwise I think that this trip was fun. I had a good time, even though I don't love small towns. Like this was a sweet version.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's do Rose and a Thorn.
Okay.
So Rose and a Thorn of the trip, and then of course Bud, something you can improve on for next time.
For the next time I'm in
a small town, going on a road trip, whatever you want. Your interpretation of this, it's all you.
Okay. Rose of the trip was definitely the mopeds. That was really silly and fun, and it was cool that it was like a new experience for both of us.
Yeah.
And it was like a perfect little island to do that on, honestly. There was like barely any cars, some cool scenery.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I would agree. It was cold though sometimes.
Yeah, definitely got a little chilly in the wind.
We just did not wear the proper clothing for that day. It was like hot and then all of a sudden clouds and then impending thunderstorm turned fucking tornado. So
definitely could have used like a windbreaker for the wind.
But yeah, mopeding is fun. Who knew? Not me.
It is.
It's really silly. I mean, we didn't go super fast. Like I feel like at max we were going like maybe 35.
I don't even know if we collectively hit 35.
You don't think so?
We would maybe hit like
30.
30.
There was that one part. Okay, so funny that Madeline Island has an airport, which like I guess I don't even know if you can call it that. It's just like a shed with like a runway and like really small planes.
That's like for very small planes.
Yeah. But when we were driving past that on our little mopeds and it was insanely windy, I was like, get me off this thing right now. I literally am about to fall over and die.
No, that was kind of scary.
I was terrified.
Yeah.
And you just kept going. So I was like, all right.
You were hoping I was going to stop?
I don't know. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the solution would have been because you can't just like stop and then.
That was like right when the clouds were breaking and the sun was shining through. It looked really cool. So I was just kind of admiring that.
Ugh, I was like as tense as I possibly could be. And I was like, this is the end.
Yep.
This is where I die.
Damn.
And they'll bury me in that scary little graveyard right over yonder that we mopeded past.
I kept checking my rearview mirror, trying to make sure you were all right. Like anytime we went over a little bump or a dip or
I didn't love
bump,
the bumps.
No, that was kind of whack.
Yeah.
And I would look back and I'd be like, oh, she's all right.
No, by the end I got a lot more comfortable and it was pretty fun.
Yeah, no, they're a blast.
And like now I kind of want one, but.
Right?
But I'd be so scared to drive that around here. It's not even funny.
Yeah, there's so much traffic.
Yeah.
That was definitely like a big piece of why it was so fun. There was nobody on the road.
Yeah, it was very chill.
Yeah, we were just hanging out. But yeah, for a thorn of the trip, probably just the rain and getting woken up by that siren. That sucked. It was so loud. It was like unbelievably loud. And maybe it was just because I had just woken up, but I honestly was frightened.
Well, and it was also like one of those sleeps where we're not even fully sleeping. Like it was just like a pre-dinner nap.
Yeah, it was like we've been walking around all day. Let's nap quick.
Yeah. So sometimes I feel like those really get you.
Yeah. No, that was definitely the thorn in general, the rain and the siren.
Okay, and your bud, something you could improve on for next time.
Something that I think we've taken away from this trip is that if you're later in tourist season, you really shouldn't go on a Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah. So true.
So hit the weekends or go earlier in the year.
Okay.
That's my bud.
Okay. That's a good improvement.
Okay. That's satisfactory.
Yeah. I think that works.
Cool.
Should I do mine?
Yeah. Do I ask you now?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Okay. Well, I think my rose... Actually, I'll start with my thorn. My thorn was that I think Madeline Island was just mostly closed because not that I really had anything to do with it, but that was kind of the bummer to me because that was like what I was most excited about and what I remembered the most too.
Yeah, I hear you. That makes sense.
And then I just felt like I was kind of fucking this trip up because I planned it.
No, we had fun. We made do.
But my rose, I mean, honestly, my rose was just relaxing. It was nice to just like have some time to chill. I feel like we haven't had a ton of that. And honestly, having a more casual vacation was kind of nice.
It was. And
I did that on purpose a little. Like I didn't want to plan too many activities for us.
Yeah.
Maybe a few more than what we actually got to do would have been cool. But like I wanted to have some downtime and I think we actually got a decent amount.
See, it's funny you say that because even a few more activities and we might not have gotten that downtime. Like it's pretty easy to fill up a weekend somewhere you're new to, you know?
I guess that's true.
But yeah, just hanging out was super nice.
It was nice.
Yeah.
And something that I think we could improve on for next time.
Besides Monday and Tuesday?
Besides going on a Monday and Tuesday. That one's actually kind of tricky for me because that would probably be mine as well.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just like making sure that we're going during a time when it's cool to go there.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of cool shit during the summer.
Yeah.
For like actual activities.
Yeah. So there we go. That's our only one thing to improve on between the two of us. That's not too bad.
That is pretty good.
We can make that happen.
Yeah, we take those.
So, but it's hard because September is honestly a really nice time of year to go on trips.
Yeah, besides the clouds, like if the clouds weren't there, it would have been perfect temperature because it was kind of oscillating between cloudy, cold, and
I guess that's true.
sunny.
I just I love fall and I love when the leaves start to change. Like that's always so pretty. But
yeah, it was really pretty.
And I feel like some of the reason things were closed was COVID and some was because it's just there are like 5 people that live here.
Yeah, for sure.
So something to keep in mind in case you're ever considering visiting the Apostle Islands. However, I still would recommend because it was pretty.
Yeah.
I think it could be really fun. And it was pretty fun for us.
I would say so.
But yes, otherwise there are lots of cool places to go in Wisconsin. We have been kind of trying to do that a little bit more in the last couple of years just because of all of the random chaotic things that have been happening around the world, including the pandemic. So, yeah, but that's about it. And otherwise, I think we can wrap her up.
All right.
Thanks for going on this trip with me.
Yeah. Thanks for taking me.
Of course. We'll have to do another one soon.
Please.
Except I think I'm out of like PTO, so.
Yeah. In a couple of years.
January works. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. And happy fall. I hope you guys have a great September. And again, so sorry about last week, but we're back and better than ever. And I will see you guys next week.
Peace.
Bye. Another cathartic convo in the books. I feel better. How about you? Thank you so much for listening. Now I just want to jump on here and say, don't forget to follow and or subscribe to the pod on your favorite streaming platform for new episodes every single week, because I know you can't get enough of me. Additionally, if you want to gain access to exclusive episodes and behind the scenes bloopers and lots of other goodies, join our Patreon and support the pod with your hard-earned American dollars. You can find the link in our show notes, or you can also visit us at patreon.com/pessimistic@best. And of course, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at pessimistic@best. And if you're as obsessed with me as I am with you, you can find me at Sam Georgeson on all platforms. And last but not least, I'd like to give a special shout out to my podcast editor and producer, the love of my life, James Arbai, whom I literally could not do this without. So thank you, James. I love you so much. And thank you guys for joining me again this week. I love you too. And I cannot wait to chat with you again soon.